This is the 2024 Honda Passport Black Edition. Is it the best mid-size two-row SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. Today I'm at Holmes Honda to give you the information to answer that question. Maybe you just bought one of these Passports, maybe you want to learn about one and consider buying one, or whatever the case is. We're going to give you the information about what you can expect to find if this is something you want to buy. As of 2023, you can't get front-wheel drive anymore, but there's a lot of people out there that are telling me they'd rather have all-wheel drive. So that is now standard across all trim levels. And by the way, if you want to know more about this particular model or anything else here at Holmes Honda, check out the link in the description of the video. So let's dig in to this model and see exactly what it has. The exterior color is platinum white. It has a black interior. And here on the front end, plenty of lighting that's going to help you out at night. It's all LED, the headlights, the daytime running lights, and also the fog lights down there. I know a lot of you like having fog lights. And let's talk about the tire and wheel size. You know it's all-wheel drive already. The width on the tires is going to be 265, a 45 series sidewall wrapped around the gloss black, 20-inch wheels. And as we look up again from this angle, let's take a look at the remote. No changes for 2024. I think we're going to see that in 2025, however, but this is what we have for now. Lock, unlock, remote start, and the hands-free lift gate or tailgate, whichever one you want to call it back there. You can use that button, and there are other options for opening that. Now, here is a very interesting feature that I know a lot of you are going to like. Number one, let's talk about what's here first of all. The gloss black mirror caps with the power adjustable, power folding side view mirrors. Yes, I did say power folding. Turn signal indicators built in. Your blind spot information system will also be in the vehicle. But check this out. Right here, when you push that button, I told you they were power folding. So that's a good feature. Yes, it is a little windy. You can see my hair is just not having a good day today. And by the way, going back to the remote, it's a proximity key and it has the walk-away feature. And we finish things off out back here with the LED tail lights. You're going to have your dual exhaust outlets, and it is a hands-free lift gate. So all you have to do is really kick your foot under the bumper right here. Sometimes it's easier, I think, to just swipe across right there, but you can see how that works back here. Very easy to deal with. Under the hood is the 3.5-liter VTEC Honda V6. 280 horsepower, 262 pounds-feet of torque. It is naturally aspirated for you anti-turbo vehicle owners out there. And it's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And let's see about those MPGs. We're looking at 19 city, 24 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. To open your gas door, you're going to come right there and push that button. And speaking of that, in case you're curious, this is a 19.5 gallon gas tank. If you would like to do any towing with your Passport, it will tow up to 5,000 pounds. And how about cargo capacity? Well, there is a reasonable amount here, 50.5 on the low end. And if you fold these seats down, you have between 100.7 and 100.8 cubic feet. Now, the seats are already folded flat, but you can come here to the rear and push the buttons right here on each side, and you can fold those flat if they're in the upright position. So that's a good thing. You also have the ability here to gain access to your spare tire. It's a little bit of a challenge to do one-handed, but you would remove these right here, and then you can pull the floor basically up and out of the way. All of this moves out of the way, so that's a good thing. And then that makes it easy to gain access to the spare tire that's located underneath the floor. I know a lot of you really like that. Spare tires are a good thing, right? And you have the hangers right here on each side, and obviously some more storage space underneath. If you would like to tow with your Passport, well, it'll tow up to 5,000 pounds. And I showed you both ways you can easily use this hands-free tailgate back here. You can either kick or swipe, no big deal. And how about cargo capacity? 50.5 up to 100.7 up to 100.8 cubic feet. You can use your 12-volt power outlet right there. There's a little bit of storage on each side here. And if those seats were in the upright position that I folded flat, and look at how flat they fold. That is a nice load floor, nice and flat. That's always a good thing. The seats don't sit up at any kind of an angle. So you really get to maximize your space that is available. But you can also push the buttons right here to lower those seats. That is a good thing. And underneath the floor, well, in this area, you have some storage space, even more storage space than what we've already seen. And good news for those of you who are anti-tire repair kit, and I don't blame you for being, you have a spare tire right here. That is a good thing, definitely brings some peace of mind. And as we take a look into the interior, starting with the back seat area, the armrests are not only comfortable, but there's plenty of room here. Nice and large, plenty of real estate. Cup holders right here, upper and lower door bins. And besides using those buttons I showed you back there in the rear cargo area, you can also fold these seats flat with this lever. There's also a fold-down armrest right here with cup holders built in. And one thing I really like about this is your rear seat passengers don't lose the ability to use this as an armrest when they have drinks in the cup holders because of where they're located. That's nice. And you'll also see that we have the command center here basically for the third zone of climate control. You can control temperature, fan speed, and the heated seats that are back here. Also, we're going to find the power outlet right there and USB connectivity. A couple of seat pockets back here as well and a little storage space right here. I think that is for an older cell phone maybe, because I know my iPhone 14 Pro Max is not going to fit there. And you also have a conventional size sunroof. It is going to tilt or slide open. And for those of you who are saying, okay, Tom, I really like what I see so far. I'm thinking about buying a 2024 Passport Black Edition. What's the price? Well, here at Holmes Honda, $49,800. What else do you get beyond what I've shown you? Well, once again, no surprises here. Nice, large armrests, plenty of room there to keep your arm on as the passenger or on the other side as the driver. The upper and the lower door bins, basically the same setup we saw in the rear. Power seats here for the driver and the passenger. And we'll hop on inside and take a look at what we have with the plentiful space within the glove box. I guess today it's a license plate bracket box, but that's what it is. And then you can also see right here, ventilated and heated seats. A little bit of room here. You might be able to fit a cell phone in there. I'm not really sure what all would fit in there, but you have more connectivity options, a couple of USB and a 12-volt outlet right there, wireless charging. And here's your push button shifter. You can see what else is here. Your drive mode selector, all that good stuff is here. You also have the cup holders, a little bit of gloss black, but I think it's appropriately placed where it is throughout the vehicle. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue or as likely to be fingerprinted up. And a nice large center console, plenty of room within. That is not something that comes with your Passport if you buy one. That's my suction cup for mounting the GoPro. And then up here we have the controls for the sunroof that I talked about earlier. I'll also show you what else is up here as far as your controls go in case you're wondering. And we'll also have the conversation mirror right there and the sunglass holder. And we've taken a look into the driver's area just a little bit because we saw what's up here as far as controlling the side view mirrors and that power folding function. And you can see what else is here, things you would expect. You also open your gas door there as you saw earlier and the power tailgate. A couple of settings here for seat memory for the driver's seat. We'll also find the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. There is quite a bit left to talk about here. A very simplistic interior with good technology that's easy to learn and easy to use. As you can see, here is the instrument cluster. Again, pretty simple, no big deal. Probably don't need to tell you too much about that. You're going to control your headlight functionality, fog lights, all that stuff is going to be here, as well as If you notice those blinking lights on the exterior earlier on each side, that's how you control those. And believe it or not, it's meant to let you know, or let people around you know, what your intentions are, whether you're changing lanes or turning or whatever you might be doing. And by the way, I noticed that flickering effect. I can't really say anything sarcastic about that, but I do want to inform you that that has to do with my camera. It's not really happening. You even notice that over there on the infotainment screen, just so you know. Right here, obviously, you know what that is. That controls your front and rear window wipers. Here are your steering wheel mounted controls. There are paddle shifters here for managing that 9-speed automatic transmission. And for those who often ask about whether or not navigation is built in, yes, it is. And here's what we have with the rest of the infotainment screen. You can see Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, your settings, everything here that you would expect to see. A pretty easy system to learn, pretty simple to use. And here's your dual zone climate control. And as I said earlier, we don't really need that today. We also don't need the ventilated seats, but you have heated 3 settings and 3 settings on the ventilated seats as well. And how about driving modes? Well, let's see what we have here. There's normal, there's snow, mud, sand, and you have drive and sport down here. Now, I know somebody's going to say, that's called sequential mode. Well, sequential mode is essentially sport mode. All right, we're going to take a quick drive with this Passport, and I do want to elaborate on something I said earlier in case anybody decides to lose their mind in the comments section, and it has happened before, but the difference between D and S is, well, drive, and you can say sequential if you want to, you can say sport. Either one is correct because they do the same thing. So if you go to S down here, what you're going to find is that the RPM of the engine rises faster. So that's really it. A little bit more of a sporty feel to it. And there are situations where you might need that, depending on what you're doing. You might need to use your paddle shifters. So that's the situation. So what is it ultimately like to drive this Passport? Well, I think it has a pretty reasonable ride quality. It's fairly smooth. I think it's definitely acceptable. It's not going to beat you to death. It may not be a Cadillac, but you know what? That's okay. Not a big deal. It definitely has some decent off-roading capabilities. You do have the TrailSport version of the Passport. It's supposed to be even more so off-road capable. But the good thing here is that you have all-wheel drive. And for those of you who live in an area where you have a lot of snow and ice, well, this Passport will do very well for you, no matter the trim level that you may choose to purchase. And as far as getting down the road in general, I'm not really making any special efforts to get up to speed here, but it definitely gets up to speed without a problem. That's for sure. So you shouldn't have any trouble where that's concerned. I don't know what it's quite like to have a full load of people in the vehicle, but, you know, that's all right. So if you're a person who maybe has pulled a trailer with the Passport, with an all-wheel drive Passport, or you've had a lot of people, a full load of passengers, essentially, or maybe a lot of cargo in the rear cargo area, tell me what that has been like for you as far as how it drives. Can you tell a difference? That's one thing I haven't had the chance to experience, so I'll leave it up to you owners out there to maybe give a little more helpful information that I can give where that's concerned. Tell me about gas mileage and things like that. What kind of experiences are you having? Overall, it's a really enjoyable vehicle to drive. It's comfortable as far as the driving experience. There's plentiful space for driver and passengers. I don't feel cramped by any means, and I don't think I would feel that way in the back seat any more than I feel in the front, but obviously, well, I'm not going to be able to play any special magic tricks and sit in the back seat because I don't have anyone to drive. That would be interesting. Talk about a viral video. I better make a lot of money, right? Because I'd be paying to fix a vehicle. We're not going to do that. The one thing I'll say here beyond that, and I really touched on it earlier, very easy to learn and use technology. That's across the board with Honda. Even when you get into vehicles that have been fully redesigned, it's still the same thing. The technology is so easy to learn. So don't be afraid of that. If it's something you're thinking, I don't know about that, it's just too much to deal with, I won't use all of it. Once you learn it, you're you're going to say, wow, I didn't realize I was going to take advantage of all of what's here, so much of it. Not a big deal. So that helps. And if you're wondering, I told you that you have blind spot monitoring earlier in the video. And if you're saying, well, I didn't see that in the side view mirrors. As of right now, you're not going to have that. We might see some changes where you have that indicator in the side view mirror itself for 2025. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But as of right now, it's actually located inside here within the door area. So if you didn't know, well, now you do. All right, tell me what you think down in the comments section. Is the 2024 Honda Passport Black Edition the best midsize two-row SUV? Tell me what your thoughts are. I'm curious to know. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this Passport for the day. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button, as that helps me out a lot. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel so you can see future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.